Other than that, most of the side stuff in this game is not worth doing. The cursed
Sigurd,
symbols weren't
Eivor,
worth doing.
Before you say more, I must tell you something. Randvi and I have ended our marriage.
I am sorry to hear that.
Ah, do not be. We adore one another dearly, but our marriage was not built on love. We were brought together as an act of peace.
I mean, it's really kind
I
of
was
sad they
pledged
couldn't
to
make
her
it
well
out.
before I knew her.
Yeah.
And though we have tried to settle our differences and find love in our faults, it has not worked out. And so we have dissolved our bond. Yet as a clan, we will grow together.
Then I'm glad for you both. And for the rest of us. This place would not be the same without you two.
Good day, Eivor.
All right, cool. I'm not taking her. That would just feel weird. That's terrible. She wanted it, not me. I didn't even expect her to do that shit.
I want to see the Alliance map.
Yep.
Hamtunscire, the last Saxon stronghold.
And very heavily guarded. King Alfred is preparing for war. You will meet tremendous resistance.
As will Alfred. Is Guthrum Jarl there with his army?
Ah, doggo.
He is. He and Ubba have gathered a sizable force and intend on launching an attack on Alfred soon. If we support their assault, England will fall to us. A pagan land where a multitude of gods may freely roam.
Sounds good. This is it. The end to all wars.
I will go
Kingdom's
to Hamtunscire
End.
and speak with Guthrum. Send word to our allies to gather in the Thames just outside the Shire.
I will. May the gods share in this, our final victory.
Travel to Warham. Oh, we've been there before. Okay. So, we'll just teleport to Warham. What? Oh, I guess something is happening.
What is it?
Eivor, you must not go. You must not. The signs, the portents, they shout and wail. Your leaving will be our doom.
Speak clearly, Volker. What have you seen?
I have thrown the bones. I have stirred the offal of beasts. And in the rising steam, I saw the end of it all. Though this battle you may win, this war you will not. Your foe will be your master. Your hope will be your grief. This is fate. Our fate.
I thank you for this, Volker. But the yarns of fate are too frayed for me to follow now. I owe this fight to my friends and allies, and I will see it through.
Go then. With great care.
Uh-oh.
But know
They're gonna
that the
burn
home you
Ravensthorpe
leave
to the
will
ground.
not be the home to which you return.
Uh-oh. I'm spooked. I don't like the... Can I be happy for once? Fuck this game. I just want to be happy, man. I'm only playing fucking Nintendo games from now. No, even those don't make me happy. What the fuck? Some of them were depressing as shit. I gotta get out of here while I'm still good. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna make it. I can't believe this bullshit. Oh damn, we should talk to Hytham. You know what? We'll talk to him once we're done with this. I mean, clearly he must know something has happened. I can't believe this stupidity. What's even going on? Somebody hold me. I'm scared. This is not the Assassin's Creed I remember. Whatever, we're almost at the end. So what could possibly happen to Ravensthorpe while we're gone? Does it get destroyed, burned? I mean, good thing I made a save. Is it a feint to draw me away? But we have friendly territory everywhere. Like, it shouldn't be that easy for them to just go around and do whatever. We really don't have anyone we're, like, super close to other than Sigurd. Everyone else is, like, a secondary character. We don't have any love interests or anything who we could lose. Like, really, it's just the clan. Oh, did I turn in all the remaining Roman stuff? I didn't. So what was the thing in Vinland then? That's what I mean. Like, what was the thing in Vinland? What is the door with the orb that they left with the natives?
Eivor, you come at Guthrum's call. It is good to see
Oh, it's a
you.
friendly city
Thank
now.
you,
Okay.
Soma. There's an uneasy peace here. Both armies with their hackles up. Was blood spilled?
No, we took Wareham without resistance. These Saxons accompany their lord as we stand beside Guthrum.
So this fort is not the sum of his ambitions. Guthrum's plan is to bring the Saxons to the table.
If he can win the peace without a fight, he will do so.
And how likely is that?
Just now they sit on their thumbs in the church, talking in circles. Come, I will take you to him.
For those who fight, for those who fall. Sorry. You could have ended the game right there. Like, let's see if this is really like a good outro. Ravensthorpe burns.
Who is Guthrum meeting here? Is it Alfred?
That's right. The king of the West Saxons has agreed to negotiate. Seems we have him on the back foot.
I mean, he should. He has nothing left.
Alfred speaks with Loki's tongue.
Guthrum is not a babe at teat, Eivor.
Nor is Alfred. If he has come, it is for his own advantage.
Then give us counsel. Stand by Guthrum, show our strength. The king of Hayseeds will soon be humbled, trust me.
We took this town as if it were a straw hall. Do not challenge me, Elf King.
Your show of swagger and strength has my attention, Guthrum. But we agreed on terms. What more do you want?
The crown of Wessex.
Wessex has a king, and that king has the backing of the Almighty. Yours is a fever dream, Dane.
And what is
Guthrum
this?
does not negotiate with oathbreakers. Men whose words are only shadows of their thoughts.
Ah, Eivor. Our blunted tool returns, Lord.
I have given you all I care to. A Danegeld to leave Wareham. You swore an oath upon the cross, and that pagan hammer.
And when you scurry back to whatever shit-soaked hovel you crawled from, we will release your men.
Speak again, handmaid, and I will feed your tongue to Eivor's raven.
A fair trade. We already have your cock.
Are we done with this pissing contest? If Guthrum has given you his word, then he will honor it. We will leave this town.
Okay, father, do the thing.
You have one day. Do not test the king's patience further, or our men will return to Wareham with force.
And if you doubt my conviction, know that the Avon River near Uffentune runs red with the blood of your countrymen. Their commander, what did his men cry as he fell?
Oh, he's dead.
Ula, Uba? Yes, that was it. Remember, you have taken my silver. In return, I expect your honor. I will await news of your retreat in Chippenham.
By the way, I killed your friend.
Uber dead? It cannot be. Gods, I will tear that Saxon's skin from his bones if this is true.
Alfred hisses with a snake tongue, but he gains nothing from this lie.
When news of this spreads through the camp, no Saxon will survive the day.
You swore upon the cross.
Oh, I have no intention of cowing to that milk sack. Now more than ever, I will take his throne and his head.
In Winchester, Alfred used me as a tool and cast me aside. So let the betrayer be betrayed. We'll burn this village to the ground. After that, we take care of Alfred.
I don't know if that one's gonna work out, Chief. The prophecies of the king.
Burn Wareham to the ground! Make it a Saxon pyre!
I just feel weird, man. This is something bad's coming. I don't know if I want to be here. I'm gonna have someone else do the playthrough for me. There's silos here.
For Uba! Every great Norse you send to Valhalla, I'll send 10 to your hell. You won't burn Wareham, scum!
Oh, it hit the thing. Yeah, the torch throwing is kind of weird. Good, fuck this town. I hate it. I sincerely do.
Lord Jesus Christ, help me stand against the filthy heathen threat.
Your godson has forsaken you, Saxon! Payment for those warriors they have sent to Valhalla!
What haven't I burned? For Uba! This has like Red Dead Redemption vibes all over it, man.
Honor Dane, you will not steal our land. It's too late now. Iron flames, burn it! Their prayers go unanswered.
Ah, ooh.
Their prayers go unanswered this day. We should find Soma.
They'll not pursue us when they have fires to quell.
Yeah, but this was their plan. A town for a town. Why did this guy die?
Firm all! Do not lose your nerve!
This
Town
place
for
is
a town.
routed, Soma.
Good work. We leave now. There are forest ruins just east of here, along the road. Come on, men, move!
Alright. Escort the Danes. There's definitely some plan with this. Can we get off the road, guys? Yep. Very nice. My big brain at work. Let's see. They'll be looking for people on the road. So, we'll go this way. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think there's no way he wouldn't just have us. He would just give us gold, let us go. That's why he let slip that Uba was dead, because he wanted us to retaliate in this way. But I mean, what other manner did we have but to retaliate in this way? What? Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's a bunch of rocks. It's not ruins. Can't do anything. Okay.
We can rest here a moment. Now, tell me what you know of that breaker of rings. Weak and wretched troll.
Alfred is a wily fox. He appears frail, but draws upon an inner strength. He will not be easy to oust.
Fury will fuel my army and my claim.
It will not be enough. You must find a weakness.
Yes, that is why I called you here. Do you balk at the opportunity to bury the Saxon king?
I must first hear a plan to balk at.
Alfred spoke of Chippenham, a squat hovel of sheep and peasants.
So why does he go there, and not to Winchester? Your scouts must know, they're the best in England.
A holiday feast, their Saxon Christ Mass. Alfred will warm his heels by the fire, while Uba lies cold in an English field.
I've called upon my allies to join us in this fight, but I must know where to send them. Is Chippenham our final prize?
It is. But I will need my men for the coming fight as well. The hostages Alfred took. If there is a chance to save them.
Save them, we just burned the fucking town. You gotta kill them.
A place further ahead through this forest. They call it Hampton Blockade.
Soma, ride north to the Thames and lead my allies south. They should be gathered by now.
I will.
Gather on the river passing Chippenham. The rest of you set up camp there. I called you Raven Feeder once. At Porchester, you were as hot-headed as Thor.
Oh, I'm still that way.
You have become a true leader, Eivor.
There's much to come, Guthrum, before we can rest with mead in our hands and songs in our ears.
I will crush Alfred's skull with my bare hands if Uba is dead.
We cannot dwell on this, even if it's true. If you want the throne, only strategy will deliver it.
Or bloody wrath will steal it. I will follow this Alfred, hound his heels. Revenge burns within me.
A wise man once told me, we do not dash ourselves against hopeless courses. We arrive unexpected, strike swift.
Yeah, you.
You turn my words against me now, Wolf-Kissed.
I
I'm
took them
witty.
too hard in my darkest times, my friend.
And Sigurd? He is back with you?
My brother's story is a long one.
Yeah,
And for
the
another
answer is
time.
yes, but I guess
Winning
it's
the land of a
ambiguous.
strong ruler will make Wessex harder to tame.
You almost sound like you respect him, Eivor.
I've come to understand the trials of leadership, Guthrum. It is hard not to, when you cradle something as fragile as life within your hands.
Basically, they only put one line there, because I guess Sigurd can end up staying in the machine and you can't bring him home. I guess if you pissed him off enough, he doesn't want to help you. Now that would be a heart-wrenching twist, is that he would rather live in this fantasy world, because being around you is just not good enough. That would be kind of a depressing ending. As if this game isn't already depressing enough. That would be a bit depressing. Alright, obviously it's over here. I don't know why there's like a white light. What the hell? It's like fog.
This is the blockade. The hostages must be in these buildings. What is your plan?
Not can tread quietly so as not to alert the guards. But I can raid this place in moments with my crew.
I will follow your lead. I had to hand them over. Alfred demanded it.
We will save them. Stay calm.
Which way is this guy looking?
Do you think he kept his word? He swore he would not kill them.
I cannot say for certain. Just hope we find them soon.
Bonk. That's more like hitting him in the chest than anything else. Hey look, more tungsten. So tungsten isn't even that special. A bunch of dudes drop tungsten.
Can you see your men?
No, but we must keep looking.
No, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I pressed R1 and it did the stupid attack. I think there were guys here and I freed them already ages ago. Oh, we can't kill that. Can you move, old man? I mean, like, how are we supposed to kill all this, you know? What? What? How?
Enough skulking.
These Saxons do not deserve compassion.
Whatever.
I will wash my blade in their blood. These are my...
I told you, Guthrum. Rot.
Can we free him? Yeah. More hands to help us fight.
Find your countrymen there.
Good. We'll pay back
Nope.
the Saxons for the insults they heaped on us.
I just wish I could make adrenaline faster. This is the one game where I would have liked adrenaline speed up. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, I had a build for that game's version of adrenaline, and I thought that worked very well, you know? It helps. It really does.
Some of your men.
We will not be feasting in the hall tonight, boys.
Hit him into the wall, instant kill. Okay. Where are they?
There is a camp set up by Chipman. Go there.
Cut some Saxons down. I don't care where we face them.
Wait, what? Oh, there's another person. Whoops. I mean, at least we get the arc with this dude. We were denied it earlier, so at least we get it now. I just think the biggest thing...
Men.
There you go. I think the biggest thing is that, like, there's no way for you to really do stealth easily in this game like before. Before, even just, like, the fort level design was just more helpful for wanting to do stealth. Here it's like a bunch of dudes in, like, a cauldron, or, you know, like a central area, so they're all looking at each other. Like, how are you supposed to stealth down and kill all those guys? There's no, like, group
You will
takedown.
have your chance, but don't be foolhardy. Let your steps take you far from here to a camp near Chippenham.
Thank you, Eivor. You did a great deed. My families will raise a cup to you.
I need no thanks, Guthrum. We'll speak more when we are safely away.
Time has come for you.
That would have been a cool, like, scene transition. That was like Mortal Kombat.
Where in Loki's name do you think you're off to?
What? Let's go.
We're safe here. Let us speak, Guthrum. You should join your people at the camp. Even a surprise takes
Is
preparation.
there even a castle to take?
Your leadership, Eivor. You wear it well. You have grown much since last we spoke.
You judged me fairly, Guthrum. Harsh though your words were. But I do not make the same mistake twice.
How is your brother Sigurd?
He lives, a changed man. But he is free of full case torment. That at least was a deed well done.
Will this all be worth it in the end? Everything we have done? Everything we have sacrificed to win this land? Sometimes I dream of soothed black furrowed earth, and blood seeping from seedlings, poisoning our future.
We must believe our way of life will survive. Our fates are woven, but our deeds forge our destiny.
And so to our final battle. We will wait for you at the camp.
To Valhalla. Kingdom's End. Yeah, more level ups. Aren't you happy? You can totally see the stats at work in this game, obviously. Holy day. Attack Chippenham. That's not it. I'm not even putting in my mastery points. I can't even tell what does anything anymore. I think that's the biggest problem. All the level up stuff just feels so just like, not even like last minute. It's like, what does it even do? Right? Like I played this whole game. Basically anything that's green is always a 2-hit. It's always a 2-hit or a 3-hit. It never changes. I think it's a 3-hit from full health. So it's like, I don't even notice these points really good in, you know, going to work. Basically, once you get to level 400, everyone's Eivor is exactly the same. So at the end of the day, it really just comes down to what weapons you use and what runes, which is still a lot of customization, but it's not really customization on the same level as picking different builds. You know?
Yvonne River, west of Hamtunscire. I fear the worst, but I must know.
That's what I mean. It's like everyone's Eivor is basically the same character, which is very disappointing. Like even Origins lets you pick what passives you want to get. I forget if by the end of Origins if you have everything. I don't remember, so you'd have to forgive me on that. But I definitely know like there was a little, like if not, it's at least that system, if not a little bit worse. And I get it. They want it to be so you can complete a mission either stealthily or through combat, right? They don't want you to feel like you're forced or you're punished because you picked one or the other. But I just feel like, you know, there's a way you could probably do that. That's like what made Deus Ex good. You know, you could figure out how you wanted to play the game. You could be stealthy and you know, use subterfuge, or you could be a brawler and go in and shoot everything. Oh shit, everyone's here. Daolof? I just hate that it's loading.
Deolaf, you have come again at my call.
I have, but this does not sit well with me, Eivor. This is a Christian feast, and the people here are not soldiers.
I come only for Alfred.
Innocents will die for your ambitions. I am your ally now, but after this, I must turn back to Mercia. I have much to repent.
So long as I do not lose your friendship, your oath will be fulfilled.
Yeah, basically. Wait, isn't this Uba? No, this is Villa.
Have you brought your mothers with you?
My mother
this guy?
is worth 10 of your men.
I do not doubt it. I have seen those strong Saxon heads.
Oh shit, Luvina.
There you are, Raven.
Lufina, pure. It warms my heart to see you well.
Well as ever. Better since we skinned those border rats.
I hunted down more in Winchester on Alfred's behalf. Now we come to take his kingdom.
How quickly a coin can flip when tossed from hand to hand. Only a fool is a betting man.
Aye, Hjor. Alfred thought to use me, but he will find differently at Chippenham.
We owe Ivar a lot, my love.
I have seen those strong Saxon hens
This
cutting
last
round the
of
hearth
hope the
with
death will be
farmers playing.
Who's this?
Finir, stand tall.
Where are
My
you
heart
from?
lifts all those around them.
Ah!
Eivor.
Oh, I remember him, just not from where.
At your side.
And how do you feel about bringing sorrow to the Saxons on their holy day?
Lincoln?
It darkens my mood. I have learned some of the Christ Lord's teachings. He preaches peace where our gods delight in battle.
Let their delights be ours, then. We have many battles to wage before the end.
And I will be beside you for them all. My axe ready and my heart stout. I do not doubt.
Yeah, basically all our friends are here. These are the guys from, what's the... London. Yeah, Urke and Stowe.
Erke and Stowe. I released you from your debt, and yet you came.
London is quiet enough, and Stowe here felt the sharp stab of conscience.
Could not let you down, Eivor. That's not what an honorable man does. So here I am, despite my reservations.
And you, Broder. I did not think you would be
I don't
here.
know where this guy's from.
I have seen to my brother, sent him to Valhalla with grave goods. I am done with sorrow, Eivor. Now I am bloody angry.
I do not doubt.
Okay. Do we need to talk with everyone? Probably not. You know, you get the gist. Oh, that's Lincoln Man and Villy and... Oh, well, you know, we'll talk to these guys.
Look, you Saxon bedwetters. Here is a real warrior.
Billy, leave these poor boys alone. Their ears are too delicate for the filth you pour in.
Boys is right. This streak of cat piss is barely off.
Oh, it's the other guy. Yeah, who ran away.
Hands like a milkmaid.
Ha! Such fiendish ribaldry between you two. You laugh in the face of fear. Tweak old man Death's beard.
I will do my mother and my lord proud today, Eivor. The Lord knows I've not been the best of sons.
Good to see your spirits high. Fight well, my friends, and we'll feast together in victory.
Yeah, they're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna die.
Welcome you in Colchester, Billy.
Ah, okay. Anyway, moving on.
Thanes who haunt our hall.
Eivor, you made it unscathed.
They came from all over England.
All my friends. Even though they totally did not.
I never thought it possible, Eivor, that you would rally Saxons and Norse under your black-feathered banner.
They see the tyranny of this elf king. He would crush them all under heel and plug their hearts with his god.
So what is the plan, Eivor?
When is their feast day?
A few nights from now, but their revelry has already begun. We should attack now.
That is unwise. Soldiers pace the paths of the village.
Then the night of the feast, under cover of darkness. That is when we will strike.
Uba will not have died in vain.
We await your instructions, Eivor.
Alright. I've already spoken to them.
Let us plan our approach. But whatever happens, Alfred is mine.
They are not expecting us. We should not meet much resistance on the way.
Then quietly through the fields. It will already be too late once they see us.
Well, how do we know Alfred's even in there?
Saxons can be our eyes to the west. Better to keep their soft hands away from the conflict.
My scouts reported that a few nobles have arrived for the festivities already.
Good. If we capture the Thanes, there will be no danger when I confront Alfred.
And we could persuade them to support a new king of Wessex. I will subdue the lords.
Take Deolaf and Tefta with you. They could prove useful in convincing the Thanes. Rhoda, take Erke and Stowe and capture the garrison. Make quick work of any Saxons that dare cross into the village.
Gladly, Eivor.
What if he's just baiting us here?
May they blunt their swords against our might.
I feel like he's just baiting us to burn this village down so he can use it as justification to raise an army. What the fuck? Okay, 2 days later, I guess.
Tonight, Wessex's last resistance will crumble.
Yeah, let's all.
I follow you, Eivor.
And I.
Be ravening wolves and croaking ravens. Stand firm. Your axe arms strong, and together, we will win this final battle. And remember, Alfred is mine.
Hey. Oh, holy day.
Everyone else, go quickly to the village. Advance. Be on the lookout for any stray guards.
It's a trap. Say the magic words.
Get to the village and wait for my signal. I shouldn't be seen there. The hood should work.
I mean, they weren't wrong.
Smoke the rat out of his guard's house.
He's totally not here. He's not. There's no way he's here. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Because that's the longhouse where that piece of armor is, so that's what I was wondering.
Alfred! Face me, and I will spare the last of Wessex my torch.
Did you think my king would turn his back on you, Eivor? When your knife is smeared with the blood of Wareham?
Stand aside, Goodwin. I come for Alfred.
Alfred is long gone. And this good Christian feast, a
Told
cup
you.
of honey wine, to trap some wasps.
Where is he?
Calling his allies to his side. All those who wish to see Wessex under one god. You cannot win England with your sorry crew of deluded farmers and godless fools.
At least I wouldn't leave them to die as I scurried through the corn husks like a rat.
You have no understanding of duty, the loyalty I freely give. His plan for England, for the world, is worth the cost of my life.
Then sing your tuneless hymns.
Come, Raven Feeder. Do your
Bro, you have no clue what I've done to people already. You are small fucking fry, homie. I'll let you know that right now.
Such empty fury. It does not matter if I die as long as Alfred is safe.
Your life means so little.
Okay. God damn it, it's always a red attack. God damn it, it's always a red attack. Alright, fuck her, whatever. Kinda should have juiced up on adrenaline before I did this, but whatever. Damn it, you can't cancel out of that. I was already swinging. Canceling out of dodges is easier, obviously, but once you're swinging, you're kind of locked into it.
Hellfire!
Ah! Oh shit. Where'd you learn to do that one?
For Alfred!
What? Oh, god damn it. It's always a red attack. Every time. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Thank you. Alright, cool. You're dead. We both knew this was only going to end one way.
You are beaten, Goodwin.
Beaten? No, not so. By my death, my lord may live.
Alfred used you, fool. He threw you in my path. For what? He only delays what is inevitable.
Kill me then. It makes no odds. For here you stand, bloody and breathless, no closer to my king, no closer to his throne. This island will never be your home, Eivor. You will not subdue her with vicious force, or win her with cocksure words. We Saxons will always stand firm, shoulder by shoulder against thieves and tyrants, whose envious eyes fall upon England.
I can still use you.
I will use you as you used me. A few hours in the company of my men, and you will lead us to your Sparrow King.
That
he's gonna kill himself. Jeez. All right. That's one problem solved. I told you he wasn't gonna be here. How they didn't see that one coming, I don't know. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
The men of Wessex! They came from every house and hovel!
Yeah, we're all dead.
Soma, fall back!
What is that guy doing? He's not fighting. Dead. Oh shit, this looks pretty bad.
For glory!
Soma!
For Valhalla!
No!
All that we got was suffering and pain after all the shit that we did, man. Imagine how bad this must feel. Fuck it, I'm helping the rest of the people who can be helped. Yeah, instead the whole town with every house was filled with soldiers. Get in. Oh well, I see how to do it. I just all right. Maybe you don't get in. You just shoot the thing and move on. Okay. Now I secure it.
Try to flank.
What? Oh, that's the worst part of shields. The range. Oh no! No! This poor guy. I ain't worried.
Remain steadfast.
I think all we're gonna do is serve to unite all of England against us. I think that's gonna be the brutal end of the game, because that ultimately will be chased out of here anyway. No one's gonna want us here. After all we've done for them, mind you. While Alfred let them all die by bandits and shit, we do all this work to help them, Saxon and Norse alike, and look what we get for it. What's our thanks? Like, look at this. Is this really going anywhere? Oh, okay, I'm not supposed to kill these guys. Ooh. Oh, okay. seems almost like kind of an endless amount of enemies, if you're asking me.
That is most of them. Make sure the garrison stays under our control. I need to help the others.
Alright, let's help Ludvina.
Should check on Guthrum at the feast hall.
Fuck that, I'm helping Ludvina.
Strike for Christ!
She says she's to the west. Poor Soma. Everything we did for her. That was one of the earliest plot arcs that we did.
Did you see Alfred?
No. The Saxon boys were ambushed. One wounded.
Hold these men back. I'll find them. Go away.
Okay, carry Hunwald. Oh no, not this dude.
Hunwald! Come, get up! This is no time for weep wailing.
I cannot. And there is a blackness closing in around my eyes. It frightens me.
Forgive me, Hunwald.
Okay. This dude's probably dead too. We're gonna lose everyone. We should have just left well enough alone.
Hunwald, listen to me. You survived the Battle of Bottleston. Do not let this scratch best you now.
I'm so cold. Has winter come so soon?
You will warm yourself with mead and dancing yet, my friend.
Perhaps not, Eivor. It may be I will sit beside my father soon. Will he be proud of me?
Yeah, these dudes weren't ready
He
for
will
this.
pull you to his breast. Sob bright words of welcome until you no man ever had a worthier son.
I am glad to have known you, Eivor. My truest.
Jeez. I just feel like we should have left well enough alone. I don't think we're gonna get much out of this.
I should check on Guthrum at the feast hall.
Yeah, we should. I mean, at least now it seems like the fighting's mostly over. Like, we won, but at what cost? Like, most of our nobles are dead. Most of our named characters. We paid a high price for this bullshit, and it wasn't worth it.
Jammed. Need to
What?
get on the other side.
How do you get in here, then? Actually, I don't even remember how you get in here. That's the crazy... Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, no. Yep, yeah, wow, I was right.
Guthrum! I need you fighting with the rest!
These men will not surrender! And one little cockflogger barricaded himself behind that door there.
I will find a way in!
Huh. This is how you do it. It says the man who has no clue how you do it. Oh, you go up top. Maybe I could have gotten in here before. Did I look up top like this? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I might have not looked up. Would you imagine it's just that easy? It's literally just looking up. Oh, wow, I did a double takedown. I don't know how you do that. We're at the end of the game. I still don't know how you do that.
You will regret this unholy interruption! Leave me be! I'm no threat to you!
Okay. Well, you're right. I kind of don't care about you just yet. I want to get the treasure. This is literally the last treasure chest in the game, mind you. There you go. Actually the last treasure chest in the game. Whoops. There you go. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. Every single treasure chest, and it was just a weapon. Could you imagine this shit? All the work I did, it's just a weapon. A flail of all things.
They're weakened! Let us finish this!
Alright, defeat the Saxons. Uh-oh. Yes! They should have a counter for each different finisher you do. Just so we know how many times I've done the same one.
You will not rout us, interlopers! Not on this Christ mass!
Oh, they broke his poise. Got him. Done. That's like the super finisher right there for shields.
Stand true! God protects us on his day of feast!
I'm sure he does. I like how I can hit him right through. Like, I basically trigger his counterattack and then insta-kill him. That's pretty much how that works out. It's pretty cool, actually. Like, I'm triggering his parry and then insta-killing him.
I am Billy. You would know who cleaves your skull. You will not rout us, interlopers! Not on this Christ mass!
Up dead. Okay, where are they? Well, I'm feeling it.
Stand true! God protects us on his day of feast!
Okay.
That's it! They're fleeing!
I figured it was just kill enough.
Chippenham is ours! Attend to the wounded and gather in the square!
What? Look at the sliver of health he has. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hooray. At what cost did we succeed? That's what I mean. Sometimes it's just too high of a price to pay for some of these shenanigans. Like, yeah, you win, but at what cost is the question. And I just feel like sometimes it's just too much. Too much blood, too many characters, and just we have nothing to show for it. Because it's an all or nothing mission. We either kill Alfred or we don't. We can kill as many of his minions unless we want to genocide the whole continent. I mean, who else is going to show up? We have to kill them. They're just never going to stop. I said continent. I meant island. Feels like we've been over a continent at this point.
They are routed! The city is ours! Wessex will follow!
Good from Jarl. We are not without losses. Some of them grave.
Their king is fled! His patsy struck down! Defeat rings loud in their ears, and I will be their lord before the spring is here!
Guthrum, hear me. Soma is... she's gone.
Soma? Dead? She has gone to the endless feast, and is the better for it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man.
Many fought for us and died. They deserve peace.
Are you ready to honor them?
Now we'll talk with my allies
Speak
first.
to those still living.
Who knows? They might die next too. Like, Ludvina, you need to go. You need to go home. Take your... Forget we did all this and go home.
You fought well.
I saw him, Eivor. In my darkest moment,
This game is trying to crash right now.
beside me, and all was as it used to be. And then the battle ended. I feel him no longer.
There will be other battles.
Aye. And there you'll find me, Eivor. In amongst the blood and death. Bruthir at my shoulder. Until the Valkyries claim me.
You have given me more than I would ever have asked for. How will I repay it?
Keep him in your thoughts. For when a man is mourned, his deeds cheered and his songs sung, he cannot die.
That's a good point. Yeah, just for nothing. We have nothing left.
Lufina. Gods, I did not know. Is he?
Hush. What good can words do, Eivor?
No!
He's gone. For what days I was given to spend with you. For each breath that carried your sweet whispers, I give thanks. No more. Your fingers in my hair. No more your arms around me.
Yeah, and that's Soma too.
The days will be cold hereafter. All color dimmed. Goodbye, my only. My heart ends with you. What is left?
He wasn't really a fighter.
Go on.
That's just sad. Just no one, dude, it wasn't worth it. Everyone's dead. And whoever's left is just feeling it.
Your first battle, Ellerich. You fought well and with honor.
Is this the glory you deign seek? You can keep it. I saw Hunwald die. The light dim in his eyes. That could have been me.
You will never be the same. But you will be stronger for it.
I have wasted so much time in pouting like a child. No more, Eivor. No more.
God damn. Like, I'm glad we have everyone here, but at the same time, it's like, at least in Suffolk, it was for something.
Will not be enough.
Well, you can always fight with me if you want to taste crushing and loin-soiling defeat.
My very presence would make that impossible.
Enjoy this victory, Eivor, wherever it brings you. Only a coward thinks he'll live forever.
Hey, Reeve, what's good? Urke didn't die, did he?
My thanks, though. You came to my aid when you were free to turn away.
And still it breaks my heart to look upon what we've done today. Was it the right choice? I do not know. But it is done now.
If Alfred had his way, there would never be friendship between Norse and Saxon. You fought for peace. Be proud of that.
I wish I could. And in time, perhaps I will.
Is this Urke? Yeah, some of our characters didn't show up.
You wear a furrowed brow.
Stowe is taking matters hard. You know how sensitive he is.
A man of faith and stout morals. Small wonder he is tormented.
His support for you has taxed him hard. I will take him back to London. Maybe he will find some comfort there.
You are his comfort, Erke. Not the city you watch. He is in good hands.
Alright. That's everyone we have. Oh, no. Who's this? What's his name? Ted... fuck. What? From Gloucester. I don't remember what his name is. Ted...
You're not injured, Tefta.
Bruises, that is all. I've taken the Lord into my heart, and he watched over my sorry bones. Those who fell sit beside him now.
And what of my heathen friends?
I used to believe in damnation for all who turned from his light. But there is a wondrous communion in friendship honored.
Even though your godson preaches peace.
And we shall do that, Christians and pagans, side by side. Never persecuted.
Yeah, good luck.
Your Christ would smile at that, I think.
Your Freya would too.
Okay, now we've talked to everyone. I feel for Ludvina. She's gone, man.
My heart is heavy.
Many fought for us and died. They deserve peace.
Are you ready to honor them?
Yep.
Yes. There's nothing more to say.
Okay, don't crash for this scene, because this is like the final farewell for a lot of characters.
Will you do the honors?
Nothing awaits them. They lived, they died, and now their bodies will burn to cinders. Their saga ends here.
Well, do not share that with them.
It's rough, man.
Victory is ours. But it came at a great cost. Soma Jarlskona, who stood at Guthrum's right hand. She will live on in our memories, from now to the end of days.
I guess Daleoff was somewhere. I didn't see him.
To Hjor, warrior, husband, and a friend. He made the ultimate sacrifice. I here repay it. And to Humboldt, whose kind heart has now led him to his father's side. May his God welcome him with open arms. Let us send them on their way. All our beloved dead, our fallen warriors, and speed them to their end.
I just don't know. I really don't know if this is going to end the way we want it to. Because he could just do this forever. And every time we have to bite, we have to follow and see if he's really somewhere. We should have just taken Winchester. Taken his seat of power. What is he going to do? Eventually, we could just close out Hamtunscire. But obviously, within lore, Winchester's probably unsiegeable, even though, you know, in the game it doesn't seem that way at all. You know how it is. In universe, that's not possible, but in theory, it should be.
Guthrum.
When the Reeve died, did he take comfort in knowing he would soon see his god?
He was strangely peaceful in the end, as if death meant nothing.
We stumble through our years, ravenous, grasping, spilling blood, stealing gold, and it is never enough. This life is never enough. Would it not suit you to know there is something beyond all this? Not war and valor, but quiet and peace?
I think the afterlife men hope for is only a reflection of their regret in this life. All I wish for now is to live among the friends I've made. That is what counts.
Alfred made me swear fealty upon the cross of their god's son. He held such faith in it, a plain, unadorned thing. It burned between my fingers, as if I had pulled it from the fire. A feeling strange and powerful, but gone in an instant. I have not felt its like before.
What will you do now?
Whatever I must do. England is my final home, Eivor. And I will do what it takes to remain.
I should return to Swan.
Wow.
Tell her of Hunwald's fate.
England subdued. Is it really? He's just gonna run. Alright, well, we're not returning to Ranvi this time. We're going back to Raventhorpe, right? Yeah. This is unfortunate. So basically, he gave up this entire area. So we've done every area in the game. Does it reveal him as the Order member? No. See? Gives commands to Folke. I mean, did he give any commands to Folke? He gave one command to her, and she kind of backstabbed him. Must answer to someone above him, could be God. He is a Saxon. He's obviously highly educated, and he's in a position of power. This is the one thing we don't know, is whatever. I mean, how many people are even left in this game, right? Like, how much more could there really be? So, clearly it must be him. There's basically no one else it could fit. Because you could have said Basim earlier, but he's taken care of as far as the story is concerned. I just think it's just going to be a waste of time, because where is he going to be holed up? Out of all the places we've been to. And then I guess at some point we have to see Eivor off to his death, right? In Massachusetts or wherever the hell it is. That probably leads us to like the actual end of the game, is you have to do this. So there wasn't really like, I mean, I guess this game had the three whole endings, right? Like you get the current day timeline ending, you get the mythical side quest ending, which just wasn't as good in my opinion, and then you get the finale. This big Order finale, which I guess is the true ending of Eivor's story, is you hunt down this Order. Where is she? It's gonna be rough for her. I mean, isn't it rough for all of us? Like, what the fuck? Dude, what do we really gain for this? Nothing.
Eivor?
Swanbro,
No. Gods, no. Don't say it, please, Eivor. Don't say it.
I am sorry.
Oh! My own... No! My poor swan!
That person's like,
He fought bravely and turned the tide to secure a victory. Your dear Hunwald died a hero and will be so remembered.
Oh, gods. I know he would have fainted to hear such praise from your lips. Thank you, Eivor. Thank you.
He walks among warriors now.
Yes. The lucky man. I imagine he does.
I know words are poor salve for a wounded heart. I will leave you to mourn, and know that we are here for you, always, should you need us.
and no one's making it out unscathed. That's rough. Alright, well, the winds call me back to Ranvi, just, you know, none of them are any good. Actually, let's talk to, where is he? I'm lost. I don't usually run this way. Is this his place? Where's the order? Yeah, here we go. He's not here. Uh-oh. Oh, it's just the Magus Codex combined. He has talked to Traveling Nerve to cleanse it of our enemy. Yeah, he talked to Traveling Nerve just for such a purpose. Yeah. Okay. I don't know where he is. He probably shows up right at the end. I think they intentionally don't have him here.
Eivor, there you are. I have something for you.
Oh,
a message.
okay. Never mind.
Quite strange.
The letter.
Something for me. What is it?
A letter, requesting your presence in the southwest, a village called Athelney.
Nothing strange about a summons for me, is there?
It is not the recipient I find strange. It is the sender.
Yep.
The letter is signed a poor fellow soldier of Christ.
Our mysterious partner.
For a short time, I hoped it might be Basim feeding us the names of these targets. He seemed the most likely man, for a time.
Only one way to discover the truth. Thank you, Hytham. I will take care of this.
The War of Ancients is all but destroyed, and your good works in England are all but complete. One heathen yet remains the Grand Maester of this contemptible order. Should you wish to finish your work, come to Athelney in the northwest of Hamtunscire. We may discuss the means by which you may find the last elusive target. Blessings upon you, a poor fellow soldier of Christ. The poor fellow soldier. Which is probably legitimately the end of the game.
Hamtunscire has fallen, and with it the Kingdom of Wessex. But the cost was great. Maybe too great for all we gained.
Rest then. You have earned it.
On the backs of so many. Time will tell if it was worth it.
Alright. The alliance map is finished. England pacified. You pacify all of England, but you've not yet seen the wonders of this world. Keep exploring further to keep your saga going. Upgrade your settlement, hunt the remaining Order of the Ancients, complete the hidden content in England, Norway, and beyond. What does she say now?
I want to see the alliance map.
There's nothing really to see. A final victory for the Danes. Alfred's forces were put to rout, and the king has fled. Having faced down a god, Eivor accepts his fate and finds closure with Sigurd. Alright.
I have changed my mind.
There's nothing else to see, so it's just a recap of how all those sagas ended.
I should go.
So this probably only appears once you have nothing else left to do. Let's just put the fucking points in. Slightly increases. What a load of bullshit. Alright, so we're going back to Hamtunscire. That's like the only thing really left for us. I guess we can make a save. Like I said, I'm gonna keep my pre-end of the game save. I'll save over this, sure, whatever. We are at 98 hours. Can we beat this in an hour and 30 minutes? If we can, it won't be the longest playthrough ever. If we cannot, well, I guess we have failed. Alright, so right back to Cheppenham. Whatever. Oh yeah, whistle and hold whistle for the horse. I don't use that anymore. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, I recommend this game. I really do. But the thing about it is, it's one of those games you have to know how to play it. Because a lot of it is just fluff content. Like, gathering all the Tears of Ymir was not fucking worth it in the slightest. 5 ability points when I'm already over the limit is nothing. Yeah, I would have lost some mastery points. But I don't even feel like mastery points do anything. That's the point, is like, I don't, like, all this stuff, you could have just played through the Asgard thing, played through the Jotunheim thing, and just beaten it and been done. And then it would have been over. Like, it just feels like all the side stuff in this game was needlessly spread around the map, multiplied to infinity. By the way, that one track is repeating. I don't know if I want to continue onward, if it's just going to play this track over and over. So I think once I'll get close, I might reload the game. It kind of sucks that's how this game is, but what can you do? Hey look, the horses are still here. Oh shit. Like, the story of this game is like an 8.5 out of 10 for me. It might even be closer to like an 8.75. Where it's good, it's great. Where it's bad, it's filler. But I mean, at least I had a good time with it. This session especially was really, really good. Like, the last 3 hours was just like eye-opening crazy shit. And that's the irony of playthroughs, is that, like, the only way for me to fully recommend it is to totally say, well, if you're watching this and can hear my voice, then yeah, there's spoilers abound. But I guess that's what the verdict is really for, isn't it? But like, I like this. Like, the gameplay is like a 6 at best. At worst, it's only like a 4, maybe a 5, but it doesn't go there very often. Like, a lot of games dip in their worst elements, you know? So, like, I'm not going to hold that against the game. It's like a 6, maybe a 7, if I'm really being nice. Like, again, the Vinland segment was pretty good. The Vinland segment was like a complete inversion of everything you've done in the game up to that point. So that's what made it kind of memorable, is it was like, oh, Vinland is completely different. It's like, you know, you go to an area, you have nothing, you have to figure out how to work with limited supplies. I mean, like, I'm glad I have, like, a rotation, I guess, for fighting bosses in this so far, but it hasn't really been that great. I feel like you could have you missed nothing, honestly, if you, or not if you missed nothing. I feel like there's too much missing from it to make it, like, really good, you know what I mean? Like, what do we really get instead of Odyssey, where we sort of built up? I think the biggest part is that adding points really does nothing in this game. It doesn't increase your build. It barely increases your stats in a noticeable way. It just feels like a letdown of a remnant of a system that just worked better in every element. This game should not have come out in 2020. This game should have come out in 2018. And that's basically what wraps it all up to me. So I'm going to save real quick. I'm going to reload the game because clearly this music is not meant to be playing, and I don't want it to play through the end of the game at all. Get a fresh load on the game here, because this is literally the end of the game. I don't think after this there's anything left to do. Like, they try to have a bunch of stuff, like you see the distrust areas and stuff, but what does it really boil down to? Like, stealth that's done worse than Odyssey, because the level design isn't as complex. You don't have as many ways to get around, like with the teleport stealth and the invisibility and all the other stuff. And, like, maybe we got a little bit too science fiction-y and power level-y with Odyssey, but at least I felt like it was for a greater purpose. Like, it felt like you got something out of it, you know? And that I think is the biggest problem to me with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, is like, yeah, they removed all those powers and all the cool stuff, and that's not to say you can't have an Assassin's Creed game without it, but for the length of this game, for as many collectibles as there are in this game, like, look back at some of the playthroughs I've done of this series, because I basically played every major game in this series. Like, look back at all the playthroughs I've done. None of them are as long as this game, just to complete everything. Even Odyssey, as you can go back and look, was only 87 hours. And that had way more story, it had way more adventure, way more stuff to do. I think we were over 100 hours with the DLC. Like, this is breaking that, almost. Like, I stopped doing an entire leg of the side content of this game. And I didn't need it to get to max level, I didn't need it to get masteries, and it didn't really feel like I lost anything. It felt like the game was missing side quests, like full-on, like, branching paths, but then I could just argue that a lot of the main missions feel like side quests and filler. And it's not to say that the writing is bad. The story and everything is the strongest element that this game has going for it, by far. And I like, whether you agree or disagree, I think that's one thing that people who are open and willing to play this game will agree to, is that the story is interesting. You know, between the stuff with Sigurd, the stuff with Eivor, you know, it definitely picks up in the second half, but it's what kept me going through the... Yeah, I think the music is fixed. It's definitely what kept me going through some of the lower moments of this game, when it would just have been simpler to just quit and give up, and no one would have blamed me. Like, literally no one. None of my friends would have blamed me for giving up on this game, given how, like, poor the opening segment was after Norway. Okay.
All right there?
Yes, hello. I do not mean to intrude, but I am looking for someone.
And who would that be then?
I do not know exactly.
Well, that'd be why you ain't found him. But you're free to pass the time just here if you like.
Thank you.
Well, we doze off. I mean, wasn't the letter that sent us to Alfred, fucking poor soldier of Christ or whatever?
I enjoy them.
Yeah, it's
They're
him.
small things, size of a lumpy fist, so they'll bake fast. Keep your eyes sharp.
And the butter, do I baste them?
No need, love. We leave the butter for meal time.
I look forward to it.
Right then. I'll leave you to this. If you need me, I'll be doing the washing up next door.
Quite a step down from your former work, Lord.
As their guest, I volunteer to help with the daily chores. They offer me a bed. I tend the cakes.
Do they not feel strange giving orders to their king? Or do they know?
That knowledge would benefit no one.
I read your message. You went through a great deal of trouble to obscure yourself as this poor soldier of Christ. As I remember, you even sent yourself one of these letters in Winchester. A clever touch.
The Order wanted me dead. I had to be careful.
You said you knew nothing about the Order then. Pled ignorance. But you knew everything. Their names. Their schemes.
That is burned to fuck. Okay.
You look well, Eivor.
And walk.
Wars have ended, and my settlement thrives.
The wars have not ended. You have simply stopped fighting. But men are brewing plots in mead halls and bedrooms. You will see.
And how are you, Alfred? Getting used to the idea of being unremarkable?
I am well. Better than I expected. In this exile, I have found a somewhat nourishing peace. Each morning, I am awakened by the sun and growling cormorants. I bathe in the chilly water of the marsh. I eat from shrubs and drink from buckets. It is a good life. Simple. Blessed. I've never been so far west. I find it quite peaceful here. Calming.
I've traveled a long way to hear one name, Alfred. Who is the Order's Grand Magister?
It's him. You've come this far, you don't realize it? It's him.
Tell your shadowy friends that England is swept clean. Your work is done.
He's like, what?
You?
Grand Magister was not a title I desired. It passed to me on the death of my brother. From my father before him. Defilers of God's majesty and grandeur. I was their master, and I loathed them. With Goodwin, I set a plan in motion to destroy the Order from within. But my troubles with the Danes delayed that plan.
But your trouble with this Dane is what led to their demise.
You are Norse, are you not?
You have a good ear.
I owe you my thanks, Eivor. For that, I give you this. The key to my study. That you may better understand the good you have done. With the Order all but destroyed, you have made room for a greater idea. One to take its place. A universal divine order, inspired by God for the betterment of man.
Do we found the Templars?
Fellow soldier at its head.
You have saved England. Whether or not that was your intent. Now let England save you.
England is no more, Lord. You are the last of her kings, and yet you have no kingdom.
Look around you. God's works are wondrous. They cannot be ignored, nor resisted. In time, all those who accept God will flourish, and all those who defy him will fall away. Should you remain in England, you too will one day be her subject.
Oh, bloody crumbs! The cakes are burned. Where is that man? Young man, where have you gone?
That may have earned me a night of washing linens. I do not know if we shall meet again, Eivor. God willing, we will. As one lord to another, perhaps. I'm coming, my lady. I'm here.
That's crazy. I told you it was him, but the key to his study. Oh, it's still a cutscene.
Alfred gave me a key to unlock his study.
That's it. Order member eliminated. Disorder of the Ancients.
Good lady, forgive me. I was lost in thought.
No matter, just let him cool and we'll begin again.
Direct me and I will obey.
I mean, basically, he wanted the order gone as much as we did. He's a genuinely decent dude. Alright, so where is it? I guess it's just a random room inside of Winchester. I feel like I have to cough. Not to cut short the music, but can I fast travel? No. It's not a quest, is it? No, it's not. Breaking an order. We just returned to Hytham one last time. Let's see if I could find this room inside of Winchester. Where would it be? That's what I mean. I don't know where it would be. I guess while this song plays, we can't teleport. I should have the credits play for this. That would be crazy. So ultimately, he was just a good guy. He just wanted to live a normal, God-fearing life. And he was willing to throw away his crown for everything. Including the order. Just, we kind of actually made it worse, but then we also solved it for him, so... I guess he's grateful. Maybe you could kill him if you want to right there. Maybe they give you the ultimate choice, but I didn't feel like testing it, you know, running around and messing around with it. What a game. Like I said, the story of this game is killer. It's just a shame everything else is subpar. Story and the music. We're not going to be welcome in Winchester, but I don't know where his study is, so hopefully the game gives us some direction. If not, I might have to look it up, because Winchester's a big place. I wonder if it's back where we first met him. As he said, he didn't want to do a deal with any of it. He just kind of ended up having to. Oh, is that it? Maybe. Well, that was a kick-ass performance. Nah, no fast travel. So I don't know. We'll have to look around. Probably not the garrison. It's probably got to be like in the Minster or something like that. It doesn't really tell you anything about where it should be. Young Alfred was just 22 years old when the title of the father passed to him from his brother Ethelred, conferring a great responsibility which the father introduced to the family. A devout Christian since his youth, Alfred rankled at the heathenish beliefs of the order he now commanded and concocted a plan that would rid him of that responsibility once and for all. And there you go. I mean, pretty much, I guess you just have to do this. There's no other way to teleport. It's a very weird open-ended ending to the game. If nothing else, the whole game is like this, though, so... I guess credit where it's due. The game was consistent until the very end. So how would you know where to use this key, right? Okay. Does the key itself say anything? Okay, I have no clue where I'm supposed to use this key. Is it a quest item, maybe? Is this like the normal items? In the Old Minster. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's what I needed. I appreciate that. I really do. That, at least, you know, you can look at the item and figure it out. I would have preferred if this was like the final mission, you know, like there's only a linear path you could go down. Play that epic music. No guards. Just a quiet, somber end to the game. Okay, where's the Old Minster again? Here. Oh, now you can fast travel. That was a little weird. I actually kind of like that it was like a linear segment. It was, you know, or at least it appeared to be. It's like, yep, you can't leave this. You have to embrace your destiny. You got rid of all the order. Now it's time to figure out what that actually really means. As grim as it may be. You deserved it. It's the ending you worked for. To quite literally, you made your bed. Now it's time to lie in it. As I enter a PlayStation 1 chapel. Still PlayStation 1. You know, there's a guy out there by the name of Puppet Combo. He actually makes like PlayStation 1 style horror games. I actually really respect him for that. I think that that's an art form that it really is almost lost to this day. There's a certain thing about that era where games were just taking that bold step into 3D that I really respect a lot. And I think it's a really good fit. It's definitely something that has the nostalgia vibe. You know, like, I'm not sure if it's a one-man team. It's probably like a team of a couple of people or whatever. But, you know, credit where credit is due. I mean, shit, that's a hard art form to get at.
This is it, Alfred's study. What secrets has he kept hidden away?
It was just the room that we were in before. A bunch of shit. King Alfred, your spies in Mercia report a curious development. A faction of Norse recently joined the brothers Ivar and Ubba in a decisive assault on Tamworth, deposing King Berger and installing a foolish king's thane called Ceolwulf in his stead. In following these Norse back to your settlement, your men discover the presence of a hidden one among the pagans who calls himself Hytham. He seems in rather good graces with the two chieftains of this clan, Sigurd Sturbenson and Eivor Varinsdottir. As his motives may yet remain unclear, maybe that we could put him to uses of our own. Our poor fellow soldier of Christ has already sent word of the Order's activities to the luminaries of England's major cities. Maybe a well-timed letter to Hytham and his companions will speed along our plans considerably. Your faithful servant, Reeve Goodwin. I awoke this morning thinking on Alcuin's final letter to Charlemagne. Written in fear that the Order had corrupted all but his master, then dead a week later. Did Charlemagne know it? The Order corrupted him as well? Did he order the holy man's death? Did the great emperor not see the letter at all? Long ago I asked my father how this extraordinary document came into his possession. He had no answer for me. I feared the worst then as I do now. Outwardly, Charlemagne was a pious defender of Christ's word. It seemed impossible to believe he was under the sway of this corrupted cult. But this Order is expert at hiding its motives. It is stooped to using Christ's words in the holy book as a front for its blasphemous goals before, and the appearance of piety is all too easy to manufacture. Hoist a Bible aloft on the steps of a church and claim divine inspiration. I must be vigilant against such villains. The Order of the Ancient argues for a hierarchy that flies in the face of God's purpose. They view men and women as debased and corrupt, born of evil intent, yet they worship men they believe were their makers. Akin to a hammer loving the nail, they cannot see outside their own hermetic system. They are not wrong to believe that there must be order in the world for peace to flourish, but they are wrong about the source of this order. Man was made in the image of God. God is the source of the universe's order. Therefore, man need only appeal to God for guidance. In a strange irony, I am grateful for the Danes and their invasion of Northumbria. My title should have gone to Aella. Being dead, it fell to my brother and then to me. God's unlikely gift. I will use it to destroy what I loathe so deeply about this sickening order and start afresh. Goodwin is with me, as are men on the continent. I will soon find others. The order often blesses their pagan creators, what they call the father of understanding, the mother of wisdom, the sacred voice. These are vile blasphemies. There is only one father of understanding. He is the Lord above. He is order incarnate. Therefore, may the father of understanding be this and not else. The invisible hand that plucks harmony from the strings of the universe, nothing more. Let all the remaining pagan blasphemies wither into dust. Henceforth, I am aiming to improve our lot by harmonizing the average man with the order of the universe, to walk him down a quiet road, to lead him to safe and sober thoughts, to question his heart and cool his to quiet his mind. To quiet his mind and cool his impassioned heart. Be he God. Oh, okay. I thought that was something on my screen. The letters burned like that. I see. Be he God-fearing or godless, this new order will encompass all and seek to improve man by aligning his needs with the ebb and flow of nature itself. This is my hope, this is my vow. Amen.
Rantings and ravings, not unlike full-case delusions. Is there more to all this than I understand?
Holy David, an urgent word from your Flaccus. When we last spoke, I warned you of a rot that I feared eating at our healthy, still young flesh of our holy Christ. Today I'm more convinced than ever that something drastic must be done. I have lately confirmed that there exists a group of men and women within our church who belong to a parasitic order of heathens, men and women who wish nothing less than the perversion of our God's word. As lice upon a loyal hound, they scurry about unseen, using our resources for purposes in opposition to our Savior's plan. In the past year, I have gleaned what I could about the beliefs of these vile usurpers, who call themselves the Order of the Ancients. Here are but a few of their disturbing ideas. They believe that mankind was not created by the Lord God, but lesser and imperfect gods, variously called Isu, Archons, or Nephilim in their various unholy texts. In this way, they follow the unholy heresies of the Gnostic sects that flourished in the years before the Nicene Creed. They refuse the message of Christ and his redemptive act of sacrifice. They disbelieve in sin and salvation and seek only knowledge and power, which they believe will free their spirit in the final days. They believe mankind is a lesser form of life, imperfect of the shadow of these lesser gods, and that it is mankind's sole duty to aspire to the example of these lesser gods. Their obsession with these ancient ones has led them to make a fetish of diabolical artifacts, which they believe will give them power and righteous cause over their fellow men. These devil's tools I have not seen for myself, but I have observed their effect on a few. Most blasphemous of their beliefs is perhaps this. They believe that many of these lesser gods still walk the earth or may return one day in resurrected forms. Some, they believe, are continually reborn. These they call sages. Others seem to appear only once and never again. Where they believe the Lord Jesus Christ to be one, or such a one, I have yet to determine, but their literature is full of references to such things. Yeah, I don't think this series is going to touch on Christ. Like, this is already a little bit much. All this I know to be true. In light of this gathering darkness, I urge swift and violent action, my lord, for the reach of this order is vast and their power insidious. Be thou a soldier for our Christ. Only a sustained campaign of eradication will end their advance. Heed my words with care and wisdom, noble Charlemagne, and may the Lord God guard thee, exalt thee, and make thee enter the glory of his blessed and everlasting vision. Your faithful servant, Alcuin of Eophoric, the 10th of May, 804 AD. So this is like 73 years prior. I think that's it. I think you just get some clarity on what he was doing. I really genuinely think that is it. I don't think there's anything else. I think you get that little ending with the music, and then that's the end of the game. So that's the end of the game, believe it or not. We've done everything in the game. What a game. Like, where do you even begin to talk about it, honestly? I guess the DLC will expand more on this. I don't even know what the DLC is. But, I mean, I've given my thoughts about the game the whole time. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things that go right. Overall, would I say this has been a positive experience? Yes. Would I say this is something I recommend to someone to play? Yes. There's a lot of asterisks in there. In fact, let's see if I go back and leave now. Change Eivor's appearance. What does it mean by let the animus choose? Whatever. Yeah. You can hear it glitch out at the end. I mean, I doubt we're going to get much from Basim, which I think is kind of crazy. I think it's a complete right turn for this plot line, but What do I think about this whole storyline? I think the Assassin's Creed storyline is going crazy, but honestly, that's almost to its strength at points. And that's one thing I like about it, is that it's kind of crazy, it's unpredictable. They're kind of unifying all the different storylines, you know, with Juno being stuck in the gray, and obviously the Sage Aida following him. You have Alethea and now Basim trying to do some crazy shit. So it seems like these two powers are going to come to a head and fight each other. I don't think they're one and the same, because Juno is stuck in the gray. She would also need to have control over the staff. And Basim has been alive, technically, this whole time. So I think the story is good. Let's see if we get anything for finishing Eivor's story. Because if there is something else, I have not seen it yet. They kind of like, he almost kind of has like the Desmond body a little bit. Maybe like a little taller. And if these two really trust him just like that, I think they're fucking stupid. Must send a team to excavate the Selman location discovered through Layla's simulation. River Nene, near modern Leicestershire, where we find bodies, grave goods, evidence of war. Most towns in England, ending with Thorpe, were founded by Norse warriors. Even York comes from Jorvik, Norse mutation of Eoforwick. Evolution works on all levels, on humans, on language. We know that the language of the settling Norse was a close cousin of the Old English spoken by the Saxons. In this way, they were mutually intelligible. In the most basic ways, at least, this would account for the rapid succession of the Norse when conquering and integrating, the rapid success of the Norse when conquering and integrating with the locals. Shower thought if the Americans still spoke English, they could invade the UK with similar success. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Sean.
Is it wishful thinking to believe this device has a thought interface? Do I really have to use my hands and voice?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay.
You'll wonder where I am. You might wonder if I am. I don't know how to answer that. But I'm not afraid. And I'm not alone. We have work to do. Work that may take us days or years.
This is what we already heard, but, yeah.
But we'll finish it. What I mean is, don't come looking for me. It's too dangerous and too late. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the world we still have. And take care of...
Okay. Which one's new? What you did is not your fault, but you must take responsibility. One of us will contact us. What the fuck is this? The Atlantis Eagle. That's a good one. Where are you? Layla, it's been months. I'm worried sick as we are. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm covering for you again. Bob, I haven't heard from you since winter. I told you you're on another research trip. This time the Amazon. The fucking Amazon. Even my lies sound flimsy when I write them out. Yeah, I'm sorry for you, Rami Hassan. You're fucked. So basically that's it. Layla goes missing. That's the end of it. Alright. I think we've seen everything here. I don't know if we're going to get anything extra out of this dude. Cool.
Magical.
Okay, I already regret doing this. I think the long way of saying this is I think we've reached the natural conclusion of this game. I think that's it. Cryptic sound file. The signal was led us to a precise spot here in New England. We dug and good lord, we struck gold. Point is, it's a grave site. How did these bones get here and why? Obviously, these people left and they haven't come back yet. Because they're fucking idiots. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for our playthrough of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think we have literally played this game to exhaustion. We've done basically everything in it. Now, obviously, there's going to be DLC for this game. I can't tell you if I'm going to get it or not. I probably will Maybe. It depends. I don't think there's been any news about it so far. But what a crazy game. Like I said, the story of this game, probably its strong point, one of the best parts about it. The gameplay, from both just swinging your weapons around and fighting down to the abilities and the points you use to level up the different stats, is a system that works, just not well. You know, I liked Odyssey, where you could put points into what you wanted. You could tell right from the start of the game what you could get and what you couldn't get, so you knew exactly how you wanted to build your character along the flowchart. You had different weapons you could easily upgrade and swap out at any point. They gave you armor that you could sell or break down for parts. Getting parts and getting materials was easier. You could use the ship. You could use all sorts of crazy things. The mercenary system was great because it always meant there was a penalty or sometimes reward, depending how you look at it, for your actions. There were things like the order hunt was cool because it tied into a lot of side missions. There were some that were just off doing their thing. It felt like the world was actually like living and breathing more, that these people were more integrated. And, you know, just other things about the gameplay, the islands, upgrading Icaros by using viewpoints, all the stuff in that game that makes it such a good and enjoyable experience is basically cut down in half and put in this game. And I don't know why they chose to do that. You know, after 100 hours of playing this game, as I said, I wanted to quit like 10 hours in, 15 hours in. It disappoints me on so many levels. You don't have that same amount of customization. There's only certain sets of armor. It feels like the weapons aren't that great. You don't really get a good variety of moves. The stamina bar is completely unnecessary. The upgrade tree is a complete mess and basically forces you down the same path. Inevitably, you will reach the same path as everyone else. Like, there's not really good diversity of gameplay here. The ship stuff has been cut down, but in its place, nothing has really been added. The mercenary system is basically reduced to finding people in the overworld. Oh, I didn't give those things to Hytham. God damn it. But like everything else besides, like, the music wasn't bad in Odyssey. I think it's good in this game. There's a couple bangers for sure. But the graphics, this game crashes like a motherfucker, which is ridiculous. I don't know why this game got worse the more they patched it. That to me makes absolutely zero sense completely. But like, there's just so many things that Odyssey does better, you know. And then of course, the only thing I will say about this Odyssey's main story is that, like, yeah, the family plotline was really more of an Alexios thing. Whether or not you like it is you know, whatever. But I feel like the mythology plotline with finding the orbs that leads into the DLC and doing the order hunt, it was all like good plot lines. Like, they were interesting enough to keep me interested till the end. This game's plotline is probably better when it's actually kind of progressing the main plotline. The main plot of this game is actually very short. It's actually probably one of the shortest ones out of any Assassin's Creed. What adds onto it is all the other stuff you need to do to get through it, and all the other stuff in the game. So for instance, like, really, you come here, you start off, you do a couple places, you do Oxeniford, Sigurd gets taken, you go down, you do Kent, was it? You do Kent or Essex, I think it was Kent, and then that leads into Sussex, which then leads into the Norway chapter at the end, and then that's basically the end of the game. You know, it's only like 5 or 6 areas, and then I guess you could count the Hamtunscire arc. But like, it's all like, it's fine to have different arcs that go in different branching paths that finally conclude in one area. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem just stems from the fact that most of these are just boring until you get to the end. A lot of reworked missions, not a lot of it really even to say. You basically, once you played a little bit of it, you kind of played all of it. As a conclusion to the Layla trilogy, I guess it's a pretty good set of games. I think that there's a lot really left to be fleshed out. I think they need to go back to what was the Odyssey build and flesh that out even further. Because this, to me, feels like something that should have come after Origins. Even if almost, like, it is more complex than Origins. I might think Origins' story is a bit better. This one definitely had more mystery. Origins was just a vengeance story, but I thought the characters were better in it. This one had a better... What the fuck was that? Don't do that, game. Like, shit. Okay. Alright, well, we now know everything. We could get back into this room, which we couldn't do before. So I guess what we'll do is I'll teleport back to Hytham. I like that they try to connect all these different games together, which is kind of nice, you know? It's like, oh, well, maybe Hatham named his son after Hytham, you know? Because Hytham is a reoccurring name in the Assassin's Order, and he kind of wanted his son to be destined for greatness. The Sage plotline returns. But, like, stuff like the Jotunheim thing, did they really need to have that if the Animus Anomalies was just going to tell us the same story, but actually? It feels to me like they wanted to put in Asgard and Jotunheim because they knew people liked the whole mythological element, you know? They like seeing the Sphinx when they go into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or they like fighting Sobex and the Anubis when they play Origins. Like, they like that, like, sort of, like, fantasy element when you go this far back in time. I guess that was also a part of it, but it just felt extra to me, you know? It felt like it was unnecessary. It also brings up a good point of what happened to the remaining people of Loki's circle, you know? It kind of just builds up to the next game, which is why I don't mind it. But maybe I'm not as excited for the next real-world story, because now they got to build up a new character, and I don't know if they want to play with this anti-hero Basim as much as they really want to, you know? They got to build from the ground up, because now we don't really have anyone left. But ultimately, I think this game is not terrible. It's not bad by any measure. I just think that ultimately the biggest problem with it is that a lot of the systems are just inferior to the last game. And given the choice between playing Odyssey and then playing this game, I'd tell you to just play Odyssey. I'd tell you to play Origins over this game. I think it's the weakest in the trilogy because it just has so much fluff. It has so much extra bullshit to it. And that doesn't necessarily make it bad. It just means, like, do the story, do the Animus Anomalies, do as much stuff as you need to get enough tungsten, nickel, and copper to upgrade the materials you like. And then that's really it. As you saw, I didn't really almost even need to upgrade my materials because levels felt like they didn't mean anything. You know, all the points I put into all this crazy stuff, and I feel like it didn't go anywhere. So, no, fuck you. I'll see you in the DLC, buddy.
Eivor, did Basim contact you in Norway? He said he would be joining you. Yet here you are, and I have no word from him.
Hytham, this will be hard to hear, but Basim attacked us in Norway. Vengeance for some transgression of ours, imagined or real.
You mean you slew him yourself?
Sigurd and I, together. I know this comes as a...
I do not understand. Why would he do such a thing? He loved Sigurd, he loved you.
I do not understand it myself. Perhaps one day we can speak about this with more clarity. But for now, I am deeply sorry.
Here you go.
Here you are, Hytham. The last of the Order's sigils. You will find King Alfred's among them.
King Alfred?
Thor's cape.
Did our poor fellow soldier lead you to his hiding place?
He did, for they were one and the same. Our poor fellow soldier of Christ was the Grand Magister of the Order of the Ancients.
He turned on his own order. Fascinating.
Not turned so much as trampled. His devotion to Christ and what he calls a universal order set him against them from the start. With all sincerity, he loathed the title and the duty he had inherited, and wished them destroyed.
Wonderful. With his abdication, the last stronghold of the Order has been dismantled. All that remain are scraps here and there. And you, Eivor. Now that you have seen our enemy and you understand our cause, I wonder if you would join us. Become a hidden one.
Was this your ultimate goal, Hytham?
Yeah, I'll do all the work for you. Oh, maybe you could become a hidden one.
It's a kind offer, but I do not believe we fight for quite the same cause.
What a shame.
Your creed demands that you keep your triumphs hidden. I prefer my glory to be in plain view for all to see.
If I taught you our creed, if you spent time with it, it could open your mind to another view.
Another view is always welcome. But to live without celebrating one's glory and honor and achievements, it's not a life for me. But know this, I would give my life in a moment for those I love and who love me in return. All here, including you, my friend.
I understand you well, Eivor. Very well indeed.
Yeah, well, there you have it. That's the end of his plotline. Only thing left to do is to give in the Roman masks. But But yeah, like I said, most of it just boils down to the fact that I think that a lot of this game is just unnecessary. I think it's way too long in some aspects, but not bad. I mean, that's the ultimate thing. Is like none of it is truly bad, just average. I had these ages ago, so this has just been like sitting in my inventory for the longest. Like there should be sort functions in the inventory. You know, that's the kind of stuff that this game is missing.
For your collection.
Show me what you found. Wonderful. This should complete
Gorgon
my
Shield,
collection.
an archaeologist.
Valet.
All right, cool. That's all he has to say for me. How good is the Gorgon Shield? I mean, it's way too late for the Gorgon Shield. But okay, what is it? Chance to poison your weapon on parry. Look at that glitch with the text. Visit to upgrade. I mean, we found Gungnir. I'm sure there's other weapons out there, but I'm done, man. I think we've gotten a good amount. So the final time to total it in. I'm gonna save over this again. Doesn't matter. 99 hours and 8 minutes and 34 seconds. There you have it, folks. That is the end of the Assassin's Creed Valhalla playthrough. 99 hours and 8 minutes is the new time to beat for a single playthrough of this game before DLC. I mean, I guess you could include it if you really want to. Then technically, I guess Odyssey is longer. But for a base game playthrough, that is the longest I've ever done. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot, but we followed every plot line to the end. Even if you tuned in for just this part, just to see the reward and the payoff, thank you for joining me. If you've been here since part 1, and even if you skipped around a little bit, it was good. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of times I got mad. There were a lot of times I got annoyed. I was disappointed. I was let down. But there were also a fair amount of times that I was happy. I genuinely wanted to see how things would turn out. Is all the suffering worth it? And I think it was. Just... why did there need to be suffering? I think that's the biggest thing, is why have all this bullshit in the game? We got most of the trophies, right? It's alive. Yeah, see, so I did everything. These are the final 3. Complete the prophecy, complete Hamtunscire, eliminate all targets of the Order of the Ancients. So obviously there's a couple other things here and there. I mean, whatever. Other than that, I was kind of hoping Vinland would get touched on again. It probably will, but it's a good game. I mean, listen, man. I like this series. There's a lot to it. But I'm going to go in circles here. I'll have to settle my thoughts for the verdict. I'll review the footage. I'll talk about stuff. But until then, I'm going back. I have a ton of games to play that I promised a lot of other people. So sorry if you think that I should go back and do more stuff in the game. I'm not saying no because it's a bad game at all. But what I will say is maybe when the DLC comes out. Because I genuinely think I kind of want to get this game's DLC. And I think most of that is just because, again, I find it like to be an interesting and a good game. And I like it. I knew I was going to be interested in it, but there's faults with it. What even will the DLC be? Let's see. Just as a look ahead, in case you're still here. What are we looking forward to? $40! Oh my god! Alright, I already have the exclusive bonus mission. Wrath of the Druids. Journey to Ireland and unravel the mysteries of an ancient druidic cult. Fight your way through haunted forests and dazzling landscapes while gaining influence among Gaelic kings. And the Siege of Paris. Relive the most ambitious battle in Viking history. Infiltrate the fortified city of Paris. Cover enemy secrets and form strategic alliances to safeguard your clan's future. Okay, so that's what we have to look forward to. The Siege of Paris and Wrath of the Druids. So, I guess maybe... I don't know. It's not happening anytime soon. None of this stuff is out anyway. So I'll be keeping my ear close to the ground. But keep your eyes on this game if you're interested. If there's a price that you're looking forward to for it, maybe $30, $40, I definitely recommend it. You're going to get your money's worth, as you saw with me. I had tons of content still left to do. As always with these kinds of games. I think the only game I didn't have that for was Ghost of Tsushima. But Ghost of Tsushima is pretty much the worst thing that ever happened to Valhalla. If this game didn't happen until even this year, maybe I will be a little more favorable towards Valhalla, but given the choice between these two, I honestly think it goes to Ghost. But that's it for me. I'm going to go drink some water and not talk for the rest of the day. Thank you for joining me. It's been it's been a pleasure. I mean, what can I say? You know, you end such a long playthrough. Like, yeah, I wanted it over, but, you know, once it's over, it's like, well, what do I do now? You know, it's kind of empty a little bit to really even consider. But in any event, thank you all. I mean, I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next playthrough, which will probably be either Nier or Final Fantasy VII. So, big ups to you. Peace. Stay golden. Toodaloo. Goodbye. Farewell. Enjoy.